Dishonored 2 is the final game that I love. I know I talked about Dishonored 1 last year, but kind of wanted to focus more on 2. Now, Dishonored 2 is a game I've not played as much as the first game, which is not the game's fault. It's more just I don't really have a reason, but there's so many things about the game that I love. I love the difficulty options of the game, which I've talked about before in a video. I forget which one, but I love the difficulty options of Dishonored 2. You can make it as easy or as hard as you want. But I love also the choice of playing either Emily or Corvo. Now, when I first played Dishonored 2, I thought and just chose that playing as Emily was the correct way to go because I always viewed that it would be her story. And yeah, I think, and I just love that like her powers and Corvo's powers are just such, they're so different, and they really, she has her own little unique abilities and powers that she can use, and Corvo has basically the same kind of powers he has in the first game, a few differing variations maybe, but mostly the same. That's kind of also why I picked Emily, because I wanted to play with her new powers, because I know what Corvo does, I know what he uses, and all that fun stuff. The story of Dishonored 2 is really good. I like it a lot. Of course, if you played the DLCs for Dishonored 1, you would know who the villain is. But because if you don't, she kind of seems like she kind of comes out of nowhere a little bit ish. But still really, really love so many aspects. Again, the world, the amount of choices. You have the high and low chaos thing again, which is still really fun, and all the different choices you can do with certain parts of the game and whatnot. I will say that the game, one thing about the game I will say that Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2 didn't quite have anything like the party love, the mission from Dishonored 1 didn't have quite like that kind of thing, but they did have like the Jindosh mansion thing with the machines and all that fun stuff, which was really cool. I mean, Dishonored 2 does have like that mission that you go to the place and there is a party going on, but it's not quite the same. But yeah, it's just really, really good fun to play. I love Dishonored's gameplay. It's one of the few like first person games I really get into playing. I like games like this and BioShock. But yeah, so again, the world of Dishonored always has fascinated me. I still have not played Death of the Outsider. I do plan on that at some point. I just haven't gone around to it, though I know certain things that happen in it now, and who knows when anything new Dishonored will happen. I don't know. And Arcane was one of my favorite studios. Dishonored was such a cool game, and all the Dishonored games in the world, characters and the music and gameplay and the, like again, like the difficulty options are just yeah, it's just really, really cool. I think I would love to kind of play around with the difficulty options a little bit more at some point when I do play it again, because I would kind of love to see like what everything is like on just really stupidly easy. Um, and I would love to. There are some runs that I did on Dishonored 1, which is still like one of the few games I actually have done like challenge runs on, and I would kind of love to try to do those on 2. I did do a no powers run of Dishonored 2, which was some good fun. It was obviously high chaos. Now if I try to do a no powers run, no low chaos, that would, I don't know how I would do on that, but yeah. But yeah, again, Dishonored 2 is another game I love, and I highly suggest playing these games. They're really, really good fun. Um, and yeah, so that's the last game that I love for the month. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and until next time.